Hi everyone, I'm Miss T with Latana.com, and today I'm going to show you the new Miss T's Sublimation and HTV pricing calculator. I created this calculator to be able to calculate my all over sublimation designs, and then I decided, you know what, I could do HTV with it as well. So whether you're doing sublimation or heat transfer, you can do all of that and get the exact price that you need to be charging in your store and not leave any money on the table. Let me show you how the calculator works. So when you open it up, you've got a home page and you also have this page here, which is the material cost page. Um, your material costs, you need to put in the types of vinyl or sublimation paper, glitter flake, whatever it is that you use, whatever brands you use, you put that in here. And then you also want to put in whatever substrate you're printing on. A substrate is whatever you're printing on, and that can be t-shirts, cups, mugs, keychains, whatever it is. Put the wholesale price, give it a markup, and that'll give you the retail price will automatically populate. So I'm going to show you guys how to figure out what you have to do is figure out your cost per foot. So let's say, for example, let's pop onto the internet. I wasn't trying to do that. Pop onto the internet and let's go to, let's put in heat transfer vinyl. See who pops up. Heat transfer warehouse. Let's see what they've got. Okay, let's try the Sizer Easy Weed 15-inch. So a 5-yard roll is $34.95 and it comes in 15 inches. So we know that 3 feet equals 1 yard. So we've got 3 feet equals 1 yard. So we've got 15 feet. So we're going to do 35 bucks because it's $34.95. You might as well say 35. Then divide that by 15. That's going to give us our per foot price. So we're at 233. I'm going to round that up to 234, which is what I have here, $2.34. Let's just take that out, show you how that works. 234, enter. That will give you the cost per square foot, and the cost per square inch will be right here. So right here, you're paying about a penny and a half per square inch uh, for the material. This row will populate automatically. Once you get all of this stuff in, go back over to your home screen. Now we're ready to quote a design. Let's say I have a customer who wants a design and the average front length of a design is about 10 inches. And let's say this is a 10 by 10 inch design. Okay, so we're going to put in the length times the width of the design for the front, back, left sleeve, so on and so forth. I'm only going to put this in as a front sleeve job. Now, once we fill out everything, it'll give us this information here to tell us how many yards we need to complete a job and our task. When you first get your calculator, one thing that you want to do before you even do this, I moved a little bit too fast, is to figure out your operational costs. My operational costs for, let's say your operational costs, which is going to be your monthly operational costs, which is your rent, your lights, anything that goes into your operational costs. It's the cost that what it costs you to keep your doors open a month. Let's say it's 3,000 bucks, okay? So if it's $3,000 a month and I work 20 days out of that month, it's $150 a day, okay? I can go in and I can break that, my operation. So for me to keep my doors open, I need to make $150 a day. I can even break that down by the number of hours I work. So let's divide that by 8 hours. That means I need to bring in $18.75 per hour for me to keep my doors open. Out of that hour's time, I've got to figure out how much of that time is going to doing heat press and vinyl. I'm just going to guesstimate it at 15%. Okay, anywhere between 10% is good, 15% is even better. Um, it's probably more around 10% for me, but I always kind of estimate a little bit higher just so that, just so that I know that I'm on point and I'm not losing money. The key to any successful business is to not lose money. I see a lot of people out here doing heat press work and they're really not making any money off of it. It's becoming a hobby. So you guys got to really get this stuff down so that you can make money. Another thing you need to figure out is your hourly wage that you want to be paid to press these shirts, or as a press op, or what you pay your press operator. In my shop, that would be $10. An hourly wage that you would pay the print operator, which would be the printer. And that's a person who's sitting there that's printing out the films. They could be doing the artwork or anything like that. If you have somebody doing that, you can put that in. You can put in $10, $5, whatever. An hourly wage that you pay to your weeder. And I just put in $10 on that. Now, I'm normally the person who does the weeding, and maybe Ken will do the heat pressing in my shop. Um, so I'm just going to put in $10 an hour on that. If you want to make more, you put more than that in there. But that just gives you an estimate. Once this operational cost is set up, you don't need to go back in and change that unless you end up changing figures or you just feel like, oh, I need to do my shop operational overhead is a little bit higher than what I estimated. So once you do that, that's pretty much set. Now, with this 10 by 10-inch design, I've got to figure out what's the average time that it takes me to print a design. And I'm going to say 2 minutes. The average time it takes me to contour cut it or to weed it. It's 5 minutes because five weeding takes a little longer. So I put mine in at 5 minutes. And the average time to heat press the garment, I put it in at 2 minutes. Even though it may take me 30 seconds to heat press it, I've still got to account for the time that I'm putting the garment on the press from and pressing it to the time that I'm taking it off. So I'm going to say that's about 2 minutes. Okay. Now we're going to get our production times in just a moment, but what we're going to do, go to the bottom, and when we go to the bottom, we want to say, okay, what type of material do we want to use? Now, this information is coming from the material sheet, material cost sheet that we put in when we first set this up. So for this job, let's say that we're just going to use the Sizer Easy Weed 15-inch roll. So to do one print, the material cost is $1.87. I've got 83 cents in my weeding time, pressing time, 33 cents shop overhead. Per piece cost comes up to $3.79. Now this is very important because most people will just go in and say, okay, I'm just going to take this cost of my material and the cost of the shirts and double it. But when you do that, you lose money because these pennies right here, they really add up. So we're going to mark this up by 200%. And in my shop, I like to get 300% on vinyl. So I'm going to do a 300% markup. I'm going to go down here, figure out what shirts I'm going to print that on. And can be whatever shirt you have in. I'm going to do it on long sleeve. Well, no, I don't want to do it on long sleeve. Let's just put in a regular shirt. The only shirts that I have preloaded are shirts that I do sublimation on. So this is the Gildan's Ladies Performance Tee. That t-shirt is already marked up. Okay, so it's not getting marked up here with this markup. I like to do a separate markup for my t-shirts than what I do for my printing costs. So that's one thing that's different about this particular calculator, is that you do your markup for your t-shirts over here. And reason being is some people don't mark up t-shirts and some do. If you're buying t-shirts wholesale, you should be making money off of that. So if you're buying your t-shirts wholesale, you should be marking those up. A standard markup is 200%. Some do more, some do less. Really can't get um, more than 200% on t-shirts, but you can get more than 200% on your vinyl. And that's why this stuff is set separately. So you can mark up on days, hey, I need to pay bills. I need to really get that markup in there. So once we've got our t-shirt price in here, we're just going to put in how many we need. And let's say this lady needs 10. That's going to give us our job total and our cost per shirt. So what we're coming out with at a 300% markup, doing a job that's 10 by 10 inches, we're coming out with almost 2 hours of print time is what we have. All of this stuff populates. It tells us how many how much material we need to use to get our job done. We're going to use 1.85 yards, so approximately 2 yards, and this does have waste included in it. So you're not going to need as much, but this is what you're going to need with the waste, because with vinyl, we're charging for the vinyl that we don't use and not the vinyl that we do use. And what I mean by that is if you have a 10 by 10 inch um, thing of vinyl, that other 5 inches, it may not get used, it may, but this is the way it calculates it up so that you have that um, that waste in there. So let me go back in here and show you this. So you've got, depending on the size row that you're using, and we know that we're using the 15-inch wide row, we're going to be using almost 2 yards of vinyl to do this job. And this is our material cost per piece, what we're using. So we've got our printing is going to take us 0.33 of an hour, which is a third, probably about 20 minutes in printing. Total, we have almost 2 hours, or an hour and a half. It's going to take us an hour and a half to print and press our job from start to finish. So an hour and a half's worth of work. Our retail cost that we're charging for small through extra large is $189. So we're getting an average of $18. If you wanted to know your profit, you could go in and from your profit, go in and take your per piece cost and your t-shirt cost wholesale. So that would be half of this, which let's say around $4, and this is around $4. So let's say $8. You've got $10.97 in profit in this. So you can play with that profit there. You can say, okay, I've got $8 in it, and I've got almost $11 in profit in there. It kind of gives you around $2 to play with. You always want to kind of at least double what you've got. Now, once you do this, the good thing about it is you come over here to this left side. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I move so fast sometimes, folks. If you hit this little minus button, that closes that, and now you have an invoice that's ready to print out for your customers. So the only thing you have to do is add in the billing address and the name of that company, add in this information, put your invoice number up there. It's already filled out for you. So we've got, this is the material that we're going to print on, and this is the type of material that we're using, and everything that we did up top is already here. There are going to be some instances when you're going to have people who want to do multiple things. In that case, you can go here and there's a drop down where you can add in the shirt from your list over there, and then you can do the rest of this manually. Okay, so I'm going to just show you, go back up and going to hit this. Oh, well, let me show you this, the print, how to go to print. And the reason that we hide our calculations is because when we get ready to go to print, we only want to show our invoice form. So that's the reason that you would want to hide your calculations. Again, you could, when you want to show that form, you go here and click here, and the form pops back up. Now, when you want to clear that form or reset it, you're going to hit the reset button, and that's going to clear everything out. But what it's not going to clear out is your operational costs. Your operational costs will stay the same, and the print and weaving will stay the same. The length times the width, this is going to all turn to zeros. And you'll just go in every time and do it that way. It's very easy to use, and it's available at latana.com. Here's my website. And you can go to latana.com, check out our training classes that we have. Our next class is October the 20th. Got all types of cool stuff on here, but when you want to find that calculator, go to store, and under the store menu, you're going to click on the t-shirt and invoice quoting softwares, and it's going to be right along in here somewhere. It's not up yet, but it'll be up by the time this video is posted. Again, I want to thank you guys for watching, and thank you for supporting my website and supporting my business. Have a great day.